And welcome back to The Drive with Jackson McCoy. Matt McCoy, Stan Jackson with you. Well, we just had Jeff Snook on, who had the story with the Zach Smith side of the story. Of course, we had Zach on last week. The story that Jeff put out has a lot of details from Lynn Bruce. Now, I want to be upfront and honest with everybody. Stan and I have known Lynn for a very long time, but we're trying to be very careful and have both sides of this thing. But now that some of these stories are out, I want to talk to Lynn right now a little bit about what is going on and about what Jeff Snook posted in his report coming up today. And Lynn joins us right now. Lynn, I guess to start with, you know what the reaction is going to be. This is a mother defending her son. It's a classic enabling an abuser and all of those things. So how would you respond to people that are going to have that reaction now that your side of the story is out there?
Oh, I totally understand that, and that's one of the reasons why I really didn't talk. It is just a mom defending her son, but I did witness these things, and I was a part of that relationship for many years, and it's the truth. Everything I said is the truth, and I understand people will question, and my son is not an abuser, so I can't enable something that isn't true.
Was there a tipping point, a reason why you felt like, enough is enough, I want to start talking?
I guess I'm just tired of hearing everybody say things in the media that are false. It gets really frustrating when people are telling lies, and I don't know if they're purposeful or if they're just misinformed or what the deal is. But people are saying things that they don't know and acting like they do. And when you've lived it and you were a part of it, and people are saying things that are not true, it's very frustrating. I've listened, unfortunately, to too much of it, and I just decided, you know what, this is enough. I don't care what anybody thinks about who I am or what I'm saying. I'm telling the truth. I've always told the truth, and I'm not going to allow people to continue down a path that they don't have the facts.
A couple of things that were in there that were eyebrow-raising, and that is Courtney's mom is backing your side of the story, backing Zach's side of the story in this whole situation. How concerned is she? How concerned are you for Courtney?
Oh my gosh! I mean, Tina and I have talked. I'm devastated. I'm worried about Courtney. I have loved her like a daughter, so this is hurting me, and I know it's hurting Tina. It's hard to do this, but I think Tina's very concerned about her welfare and that there's something going on bigger than just this whole situation. And we both love our grandchildren. And our grandchildren are being subjected to this, and it's very upsetting. And I know Tina's very upset. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And, as angry as I am at Courtney for doing something like this, I still have a place in my heart for her because I see a very hurt young woman. And I have been told, and I firmly believe, hurt people hurt people. And I think this is coming from a place of extreme hurt.
So you actually heard Courtney say that she's going to bring Zach down, bring Urban Meyer down.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Multiple times.
And so this, let me ask you this. Since you heard her say that, are you surprised that it has come to this? Or was this something you were, she's just talking, it's never going to come to this? Or was this something you thought eventually could blow up to what we see right now?
I never thought she'd go this far. I honestly just thought she was angry and hurt when she said those things. And every time she said them, I was like, oh, come on. You're not going to do that. Why would you do something like that? There's no basis. Why would you even try to do something like that? It's just something that's so far outside of my comprehension, and I don't know. I'm very surprised that it got this far, but over the past at least the past year, I guess, less surprised.
We're talking with Lynn Bruce, who is the mother of Zach Smith, the story that's now all over the place. Jeff Snook posted with Lynn defending her son and basically saying there's a ton of, if not all, lies in things that Courtney Smith has said that is got us in the situation. Obviously, the pictures that came out last week in Brett McMurphy's report, which are, you look at those on the surface, it's hard to ignore them, and the marks that were on her. And you actually witnessed at least one, I believe, in the article, time where Zach had to forcibly get out of a situation. Can you talk about what you witnessed in terms of their volatility?
Well, there was one time, and I'm quoted in his Jeff's article, that I witnessed her. He was coming down the stairs. He had to leave, and she was screaming at him with Quinn on her hip, yelling at him, telling him he's not leaving, and standing in front of him on the stairs. And he had to pick her up and move her so he could get. And now, mind you, he's a big guy, and she's not such a big girl, but so he did. But if you grab my arms and move me like that, I'm going to have marks too. But he didn't hit her; just had to move her out of the way.
So you are certain or 100% confident that Zach never hit her?
Absolutely. Yep.
One last thing, because this one stuck out to me. There was the article last week where Courtney said that Earl, your dad, was down in Florida and talked her, not just him, but he was one of the people that talked her out of pressing charges back in the 2009 incident. Can you take us through that? Because you were very adamant in Jeff's article that never happened. So can you take us through that situation?
Absolutely. I got a phone call from her at 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning or 6, I can't remember. It was Father's Day, and she said Zach was in jail. She went and told me what had happened in her version, and I said, okay, I'm coming down. And I had to call my dad to tell him that I had to go because we had Father's Day plans, and he absolutely refused to let me go without him. So we drove down together, and when we got there, he went directly to see Urban, and I went directly to see Courtney to see how she was. I was worried about her. I didn't know what had gone on, and I never talked her out of anything, but she told me, and I said, well, it sounds like you both were stupid. And, she said she knew she was a part of it. She had a part in the whole thing, and she was sorry. And I said, okay. And that was it. My dad talked to Urban. My dad talked to Zach. My dad never came and spoke with her. He never had a conversation with her. We were there for a couple days and got everything we thought cleared up and left.
You mentioned Urban there. What's going on with Coach Meyer right now? How aware was he of their volatility and, what you're alleging that Courtney made things up, her relationship with Shelley, I don't know if it was a relationship. Was Urban aware of all of this?
Oh, I don't know that. I don't know what I don't know what Urban knows. When you're the head coach, I can relate because of my dad. My dad didn't know anything that was going on outside of coaching football. I mean, that's all he wanted to know, and so I don't know how much he knew.
What about Shelley though? Because you do reference her at one point, and she's included in those text messages, and she's responding to people. How would you answer that?
What Shelley knew?
Yeah, like Shelley responding to Courtney on those text messages that came out last week. Can you explain what Shelley knew about Courtney?
I don't know. I can't speak for Shelley, but I do know that Shelley knew of her behavior and things that went on. I think Shelley was trying to be kind and trying to be supportive and trying to be helpful and trying to appease the situation and trying to, take it down a notch. I think that, it was a really hard place for Shelley to be. And I know ultimately Shelley just was like, there's nothing I can do for you. You need to take care of this yourself. And if it's that bad, go to the police, get help.
All right, Lynn, I'm going to let you go. This is getting crazier and crazier, and I know the last thing you wanted to do was be in the middle of this, but you are. So thanks for taking a few minutes, and we're thinking about you. We'll put it that way, okay?
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it.